guys, I wanted to bring you along for a batch of soap that did not go according to plan. I know sometimes we look at different makers and think, wow, they always get it right. But guess what? They don't. Nobody does. Everybody struggles at one point or another with something not going according to plan. So I wanted to show you that today and how I remade the batch of soap and what I learned in the process. So this particular soap, I am using my base relief mats that I've purchased from the maker in Russia that I have mentioned on my page here or on my channel several times. And they're just so gorgeous. If you've not had a chance to go and look at her private Facebook group, if you are a maker, you need to get over there. I will put the details in the comments of this or the description of this video again because it's just too good to pass up. If you've not seen my other videos going into detail about these base relief mats, basically you just need to have a white or light colored base that you put on the impression mat itself, and then you cover it like I'm doing here with a contrasting color so that image really stands out. But you can this pinky red hued batter is getting rock hard. It's not quite rock hard, but it's just about there. And it's hard to work with that. And I did a new batch to show you how I remedied that. It's always a learn as you go type thing. And I know a lot of times soap makers get so frustrated when things don't go according to plan because you are wasting precious materials. And you can rebatch soap that accelerates. You can reuse it. But it's just a pain. It's just a pain. So you can see the only reason I'm actually able to get this into this mold is because the soap at this point is very hot and it was starting to volcano, which is not something that's comforting or gives you warm fuzzies. It's going through a very hot gel phase. Even touching it with these gloves is very uncomfortable for me. So, ta-da! Aren't they beautiful, guys? Yuck! So here I am going to make it again. I did learn a lot from that batch, and I altered how I make. So you'll see I did put a little bit of, here I am, fragrance oil. It's going into the white portion. I did not put fragrance oil in the main pitcher. I'm going to wait until right before I pour that, that reddish soap before I actually add the fragrance oil. And another thing, I'm only going to add the fragrance oil in by stirring with my spatula rather than stick blending. With an accelerating fragrance oil, if you stick blend that thing, it's going to harden up so fast. So I did use the same fragrance oil. I really wanted to make it work. And for reference, the fragrance oil is cranberry apple marmalade from the Midwest Fragrance Company. It's a gorgeous blend. If you're looking for something great for your holiday collection, I highly recommend that fragrance oil. But be aware it does accelerate, obviously, as we found out. But it's worth taking a few extra steps to make it work because it just smells like Christmas in a bottle. And here I am adding that color. I did alter the color slightly because on the first batch, not only did it accelerate, I just didn't really care for the final color. It just looked off to me. And it wasn't because something chemically was wrong. It was I just didn't mix up the proper color that I was trying to create. So I Bob Rossed it a little bit, added a little bit more red. My favorite red mica is Trial by Fire from Nurture Soap, but I did add some pink in there as well. And what's another good one? Red iron oxide, that's what it is, and I get that one from Mad Micas. But it's just a really lovely cherry red. But like I said, I did add some pink as well because I wanted kind of a vintage hue. So these are a bit tricky to, well, not tricky necessarily, they're just more labor intensive to cut because I typically use my multi-bar cutter, the big old pink thing. Her name is Betsy. and she cuts beautifully, but with this, obviously, I'm not cutting into 10 equal bars of soap. I'm cutting 3 bars of soap, and the design is running the different direction than typically in my batches, so I do have to hand cut these. I just use a non-serrated knife, as large of a knife as I have. I just figured that makes one nice clean cut. It's not multiple cuts where you're able to see those jagged lines. It's just one nice clean cut. Another tip is not sawing the soap, like going back and forth like a saw, but actually just cutting straight down, and that has helped. I know my cuts are never perfect, absolutely never perfect. That's the nature of handcrafted, is that it's gonna be, not exactly perfect, but those things have helped me. And now I'm using my business stamp. I stamp them on the sides of all of my bars of soap. And I got that stamp on Amazon probably for like $24. And I've used it so much. I absolutely love it. And there are several different things you can do for these particular bars. You could not bevel them and leave those little extra kind of ledge things on there. I prefer to bevel. I just like the look of it. But there are many different things, like I said. You could cut these down to smaller bars. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. So there we go. There's our little manger scene. And here is the revised version. So much better. As always, my name's Martha from Blue Haven Soapery. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching, guys.